Okay, well, it's time for another Monday field notes from Jeffrey Coldcreek here. and It's been a couple of weeks. I got really busy, got distracted by some things happening, and I just stayed way busy in the last couple of weeks. So I wasn't able really to make any new videos, but I'm really happy to make one today. So a lot of things to celebrate. So last week, I was able to go pick up my son. My wife and I, we have lots of kids, and our oldest is a student at college, and so he needed to be picked up at the end of the semester. Well, I want to celebrate that because honestly, like I've been so sick in the last 10 years that stuff like this happened all the time. My wife would say, we need to do this, we need to go do that. I was always too completely worn out trying to get just through the days of work that came one after another. And I would always stay home so I could rest. And yeah, she would go off and do these things by herself. And it did make me feel terrible inside because I needed to be there for her and for our children. But the disease made it impossible. And I'm so happy that now it has nothing to say. I mean, I feel wonderful. I feel full of energy. Here's how it happened. We got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, drove all the way, started our trip. The trip took about 6 or 7 hours of just driving. That alone would have been too much before. I was, whatever, let's go. We had a wonderful talk. My wife and I got to reconnect because we're always so busy with our kids. And so it gave us a chance to be alone and to have a wonderful conversation. On the way, we got to see wonderful things. We got there at the end of this long journey, saw our son, and we took him out for dinner. We went over to his place afterwards. And the next morning, we got up super early again, and I was able to be strong enough to help him. Again, normally I would have been sitting there, makes me sad to think about it, but that's what the disease did to me. I was completely disabled. But no, this time said, let's do this. So I helped pack all the stuff in his room. My wife helped pack all the stuff in the kitchen, and then we walked it box at a time down to our car and loaded it. He was on basically the second floor of this dormitory, and it's just up and down the stairs, up and down. And great. I felt wonderful. Felt wonderful to be a real man again and to be strong and helping my wife and my son and not being a victim of that horrible disease. I was able to defeat the disease, everybody, by eating exactly the right foods. I'll explain all that. I'll explain. I've got a full-time job, so it'll take a while for these videos to materialize, but I plan on it. Eating the absolute best food. Certain foods help heal, and certain foods cause the disease to get to be stronger. And by meditation, I do that spiritually by praying and by reading the Bible and by praying some more, memorizing Psalms and just feeling close to God. It makes me feel wonderful and helps to relieve any stress that comes. And then finally, the key, I had been doing that for the last 10 years and it helped, but I was still suffering so much. And then I met a wonderful man named Andrea in Italy who suffers from MS, but does not suffer at all because he discovered that doing powerlifting is the way to defeat this horrible disease. I added powerlifting to those other things about a year ago, more than a year ago now, and I have never looked back. I felt great almost from the first or the second time. In fact, today I went to school and I worked all day long and I did, I had a great time at work, never once got tired, just had a good time. And then afterwards, I went to, yes, the weight room. I did, and I lifted. I did my big three lifts: the deadlift, the squat, and I also did the bench press, and I did pull ups as well. And jump roping. I love to be jump roping again. Uh, Guns N' Roses was playing "Sweet Child of Mine," and normally I count out the jumps, but this time around, instead of that, I just listened to the whole song through the solo, that epic Slash solo, and I made it all the way through the song. It felt so wonderful. Again, folks, if you suffer from MS, that sounds like a dream, because I mean, just getting up to walk from where you're sitting to the bathroom it's like a marathon that you struggle to do with your cane and your feet dragging behind you. Not me, you guys. I feel so wonderful. God has blessed me and given me this wonderful, wonderful key to defeating this horrible, horrible disease. And I can't wait to slowly but surely share it more and more here on this channel.